Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Wednesday, November 21st, 2012. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the United States. The holiday is observed on Thursday and Friday typically. The next broadcast will occur on Monday, November 26th. In Tel Aviv today, a bus explosion sent 21 civilians to hospital. The bus explosion was apparently a terrorist attack. The Israeli government is calling it that. Somebody apparently had boarded the bus and either left a package on board or in fact was one of the people who were injured. It's not known yet who or which it was. The bus is completely charred according to pictures that are appearing in the Israeli press. Meanwhile, in Gaza, reports yesterday of a ceasefire or a truce between the Israelis and the Gazans were apparently premature. The Gazans have agreed, but they're claiming that the Israelis have not. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is still in the area trying to negotiate an agreement. She's in Cairo right now discussing this with Egyptian President Morsi, who seems to be the power broker between Hamas and the Israelis. Well, there was big news last night after the market closed. The Securities and Exchange Commission apparently is inching closer to one of Wall Street's most influential players, the billionaire stock picker Stephen Cohen. Mr. Cohen is the CEO and founder of SAC. He's also the founder of SAC Re, which is one of the new Bermuda reinsurers that was set up in the last 18 months. Yesterday, prosecutors brought charges against a former portfolio manager at his hedge fund, SAC Capital Advisors, in a case that for the first time directly involves Cohen. The former portfolio manager is a Matthew Martoma. He was charged with making $276 million in a combination of illegal profits and avoided losses by obtaining secret information about from a doctor about a clinical trial for an Alzheimer's drug. According to the prosecutors, this is the most lucrative insider trading scheme ever charged. Mr. Cohen was not charged, although he apparently was named as either portfolio manager A or the owner of the funds involved repeatedly throughout the indictment. The government does not say that Cohen knew about Martoma's information, but they are apparently concerned that he in fact was involved enough that they were mentioning him. Cohen's spokespeople said that he has acted appropriately and will continue to cooperate with the government's inquiry. It looks as if Solvency II could be dead. There's a meeting going on right now in Frankfurt involving most of the European insurers and reinsurers. What's going on is that lobbying by German, British, and French insurers over the impact on the long-term implications of implementing Solvency II ended up delaying its original start from this year. What's going on now is that the various countries within the EU may begin to introduce standards on their own, because right now a common standard is pretty antiquated. It's the original Solvency I. So what's occurring is that the biggest risk they see right now is balkanization. This is according to the chief financial officer at Allianz, Europe's biggest insurer. Each country introducing their own changes to the rules. This can't be of interest to Europe, and certainly not in the interest of the insurers. Present in in Frankfurt right now at the meeting are the CEOs of Munich Re and the CEO of Generali. A number of other people are on the sidelines. This is going to be a very interesting debate. One commentator said that we may have, this is in the United Kingdom, we may have something in the UK which is called Solvency II eventually, but I suspect it will look more like the current regulatory regime that we have than what Solvency II hoped to be. This would be a very big disappointment for a lot of people. Well, Willis has been the one company that's been saying that the price tag for Hurricane Sandy is going to rise. They're saying now that, in fact, the $25 billion that Risk Management Solutions is putting on insured losses could, in fact, continue to increase. David Finnis, Willis's national property practice leader in the U.S., said that a number of factors are driving up the losses. He said business interruption losses take time to materialize, and they will continue to mount. He expects also that in the New York, New Jersey area, the demand surge for contractors and other service providers and the high cost of these services, especially as winter approaches, will likely drive up those costs. Another Willis executive also said that the property claims in North America are going to bring a new dimension to losses. He said behind the obvious property damage, we're seeing losses related to business interruption, service interruption, and many time element losses, such as losses caused by order of civil authority and losses caused by prevention of ingress and egress. Many areas were in fact shut down by the government. He said we're also dealing with price surges and issues of pollution, contamination, and other environmental issues. I've continued to say that the international reinsurance market is underestimating what's going on here in New Jersey, at least. New Jersey manufacturers has chimed in. They say that now 3 weeks after the storm, they're now fielding more than twice the amount of claims that they faced from Hurricane Irene. And JM writes about all of its business in New Jersey. They've tallied about 49,191 claims due to Sandy alone. About 40,000 of them are homeowners and about 9,000 are automobile claims. They said New Jersey has a long history of not having storms like this. Other than Irene, which was inland flooding, you'd have to go back to 1903 to find one that even resembled Sandy. A fellow named Scott Markelek, the company's director of personal lines, agreed with the statement made last week by Kevin O'Donnell, the CEO of Renaissance Re, when he mused that Sandy could be the largest auto catastrophe the United States has seen. We've not reported on this story, but it's time to, I suppose. A rebel group backed by Rwanda seized the strategic provincial capital of Goma in eastern Congo this morning. Goma is home to more than 1 million people. The rebel group is called the M23 Rebels. They've seized the international airport. The city has, as I mentioned, 1 million people. Civilians are running for cover. Many of them are trying to escape into Rwanda, which is funding the M23 rebels. The commanders of the rebel have been accused by the United Nations of grave crimes, including summary executions, rape, and the recruitment of child soldiers. They're parading around the town in ATVs right now, waving their berets at people. The United Nations peacekeepers, known by their acronym MONUSCO, did nothing. They claimed they didn't have orders to intervene, and they mainly held their positions. Where have we heard this story before? We heard it in Rwanda, and previous to that, we heard it in the former Yugoslavia. Here's an interesting story coming out of England. A baby food tester whose skills allow her to identify any tastes that could be too overpowering to the delicate palates of infants, such as tomatoes, is having her sensitive taste buds insured for 1 million British pounds. The food nutritionist is named Beth Anderson. She's so good at her job that her employers want to insure her tongue. The policy is in the process of being drawn up right now. Babies apparently have more working taste buds than adults, making them even more sensitive to stronger flavors. Beth has been trained to taste food like a 10-month-old child, detecting flavors that other adults could miss. As a result, she doesn't wear perfume or deodorant, doesn't dare impede those taste buds. She drinks plenty of water during the day to keep her palate cleansed. Well, they've insured movie stars' legs, Van Cliburn's hands, and God knows what else. So it only stands to reason that Beth Anderson's taste buds will probably ultimately be underwritten by Lloyd's of London. That's the news for today. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate it. We'll see you on Monday, the 26th.